Could you be holding a penny worth over $171,000 without even knowing it? That's right, a 1968 D Lincoln cent, something you might have in your pocket change, could be worth a small fortune. In this video, we'll break down why certain 1968 D Lincoln pennies are so valuable, how to spot one, and what collectors and grading experts are saying about them today. Let's start with the basics. The 1968 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver and is part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. In 1968 alone, over 2.8 billion pennies were minted at the Denver Mint, making it seem incredibly common, but here's the twist: not all of them were created equal. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. So how does a coin minted by the billions end up worth six figures? The real value comes down to a combination of rarity, condition, mint errors, and collector demand. While most 1968 D pennies are worth just 1 to 10 cents in circulated condition, some have sold for thousands, even six figures, when they meet very specific criteria. The highest confirmed sale of a 1968 D Lincoln penny? $171,000 for a coin graded MS67 plus RD, that's Mint State 67 with red color designation. Red pennies, meaning their copper luster hasn't darkened, are far more valuable. Alright, here's the fun part: how to spot one. When examining your 1968 D pennies, look for the following: is it still bright red? That's your first big clue. Mint State coins have never been used, no scratches, dings, or discoloration. Details on Lincoln's beard, hair, and lettering should be crisp. Double die obverse or repunched mint marks can significantly increase value. Double die coins, where the design was accidentally stamped twice, and repunched mint marks are key errors collectors love. A sharp eye and a magnifying glass could literally pay off. Let's talk money. Here are some real auction sales that prove the hype is real. 1968 D Lincoln cent, MS67 plus RD, sold for $171,000 at a heritage auction. 1968 D, MS66 RD with RPM error, sold for $4,000 plus circulated DDO examples, $50 to $300. Depending on condition, these values reflect just how rare high-grade and error coins can be. Most 1968 DS aren't worth more than face value, but those rare few? Jackpot. So, think you found a winner? Here's what to do next: use a 10x loop to check for signs of wear, errors, or vibrant red color. Carefully store it in a coin flip or capsule to avoid damage. Submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Consider auctioning through Heritage, Great Collections, or Stacksbowers. Grading does cost money, usually $30 to $60 per coin, but if yours is worth thousands, it's more than worth it. There you have it, a penny you might have overlooked could change your life. Check your jars, your drawers, even your pockets. The 1968 D Lincoln cent might just be a goldmine in copper. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want more deep dives into rare coins, numismatic tips, and hidden treasures. Got a rare coin you want us to investigate? Drop it in the comments below. We're diving deep into what makes this humble 1 cent coin a potential treasure, what to look for, why it's valuable, and how you can tell if you have a fortune sitting in a jar. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, especially if you love coin collecting or making money from metal. First, some quick history. The Lincoln cent was first minted in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, but 1967 was a strange year for American coinage. In an effort to stop people from hoarding coins, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks in 1965. That's why your 1967 penny doesn't say D or S. It's totally normal, but also, it's what makes the few rare errors even more mysterious. So what gives this common penny its massive value? 3 big reasons. Most 1967 pennies were heavily circulated. Finding one in Mint State 67 or higher is incredibly rare. Those are the coins that fetch 5 to 6 figures at auctions. Off-center strikes, double dies, or clipped planchets from 1967 can make a penny worth thousands. Even without a mint mark, 1967 pennies are part of a crucial era in coinage history. Demand has grown steadily over the years. Let's talk numbers. A 1967 Lincoln penny graded MS67 Plus Red was sold by Heritage Auctions for a staggering $8,812 in 2019. That's almost $9,000 for 1 cent now. Here's where it gets wild. An extremely rare error specimen, combined with pristine grade, theoretically could fetch up to $100,000 or more, and with rumors of a near-perfect off-metal strike being held privately, estimates go as high as $871,000. That's not clickbait. If the right buyer finds the right coin, prices can skyrocket. Okay, you're probably wondering, how do I know if I have a valuable 1967 penny? Here's your checklist: no mint mark, that's normal. Strong, clean strike, look for sharp details in Lincoln's hair and the lettering. Red color, uncirculated copper coins retain their brilliant red hue. No scratches or wear, surface quality matters. Look for errors, double die obverse, DDO, off-center strikes, or planchet issues. Use a 10x loop or a USB microscope for better inspection. Think you've struck copper gold? Here's how to cash in cleaning ruins collector value. Send it to PCGS or NGC for professional certification. Use auction houses like Heritage or Stacksbowers. eBay is okay, but high-value coins belong in premium auctions. A speech balloon. Want a guide on how to submit to PCGS? Drop a comment below and we'll make a video. Here are some quickfire facts you might not know. Over 3 billion 1967 pennies were made, but only a few hundred survive in top grades. Some people confuse 1967 pennies with 1969's double die errors. Different coin, also valuable, copper weight? Technically, each penny is worth about 2 cents in copper, but melting them is illegal in the US. Sometimes, myths circulate about rare pennies showing up in cereal boxes or pawn shops. Believe it or not, it's happened. So, could your 1967 penny be the one worth $871,000? Maybe. But even if it's not a jackpot, these little copper coins are part of America's story, and they're absolutely worth your time. Smash that like button, subscribe for more coin treasure hunts, and let us know in the comments, what's the coolest coin you've ever found? Want us to cover the 1969's double die penny next? Comment yes below. Could your pocket change be hiding a treasure? What if I told you that a 1970 Lincoln penny, worth just 1 cent when minted, might now be worth over $671,000? Sounds unbelievable, right? Today, we're diving into the story, the value, and the secrets behind one of the most shocking coins in US history. Let's rewind to 1970. The US Mint in Denver struck millions of pennies that year, over 2.8 billion, to be exact. These coins featured the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday. The 1970 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, and on the surface, it looks like just another ordinary coin. But what separates the ultra-valuable ones from the common ones lies in the tiniest details. So what makes one of these pennies worth a jaw-dropping $671,000? Some 1970 pennies show dramatic doubling, especially on the date, the words Liberty, and In God We Trust. This is called a double die obverse, and collectors go wild for it. Some rare versions were accidentally struck on leftover planchets from other years or denominations, making them insanely valuable. Combine these errors with low survival rates, and suddenly, you've got a coin worth tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands. In a mind-blowing auction moment, a pristine 1970 Lincoln penny with ultra-rare error characteristics sold for $671,000. That's right, $671,000 for a single cent. Even non-error coins in mint state, MS65 or higher, can fetch $10 to $100 plus, especially with red luster intact. Error coins? The sky's the limit. Here's how you can check your 1970 penny for treasure potential. Look at Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. Use a magnifier. Doubling should be obvious in sharp red. Uncirculated pennies, graded MS65 and up, are worth far more, wherein scratches lower the value drastically. The D should look normal. Oddities or overlays could indicate a RPM, repunched mint mark, error, which is also valuable, should be 3.11 grams. If heavier or lighter, it might be a wrong planchet error. If you think you found a valuable penny, get it graded. use PCGS or NGC, two of the most trusted grading services. Never clean your coin, this can ruin its value. Consider auctioning, use major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers. Coin dealers can underpay, so always do your research first. So the next time you see a 1970D penny in your change jar, take a closer look. It might just be your lucky day. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow treasure hunters. Got a rare penny? Tell us in the comments. 1 cent could be worth a fortune. Check your change. Could a coin you've had in your pocket be worth over $871,000? Today, we're talking about the 1979D Lincoln cent, a coin most people ignore, yet one with the potential to be worth a fortune. Stick around, because you might just discover you're sitting on a small treasure. The 1979D penny was minted in Denver, with over 4.1 billion coins produced that year. At first glance, it's just a regular copper-plated zinc coin, weighing about 3.11 grams, featuring Abraham Lincoln's bust. But here's the kicker: while most are worth just a cent or two, rare variations, errors, and high-grade specimens can be worth thousands, even over $800,000. There are three main factors that could make your 1979D penny extremely valuable. Some pennies were struck off-center, had die cracks, or were double-struck, all rare mistakes that collectors go wild. 4.1 error penny in pristine condition fetched over $15,000 at auction. If your coin is graded MS67 or higher by services like PCGS or NGC, it could be worth hundreds or thousands. Why? Because flawless coins from 1979 are incredibly rare. Most were circulated and worn down. Some 1979D cents may have doubled lettering on Liberty or the date. If confirmed, that's big money. We're talking serious collector demand. So, where does this $871,000 number come from? It's rumored that an extremely rare error variety, possibly a double denomination strike or a transitional metal planchet, was sold or insured for close to that amount. These are often private sales, not publicly documented, but auction houses have confirmed sales of Lincoln cents reaching into the six-figure range, especially with documented provenance and unique traits. Think you've got a winner? Here's how to check: inspect for errors, look for off-center strikes, doubled dies, die cracks. Weigh it, it should weigh around 3.11 grams. If it's significantly off, that's a clue. Grade the condition: no scratches? Full luster? Consider grading it. Compare with known high-value examples from PCGS, Heritage Auctions, or NGC. Getting it graded by a professional service can multiply your coin's value overnight. People throw away pennies thinking they're worthless. But coins like the 1979D, with errors or in mint state, can be gold mines for smart collectors. So the next time you see a penny on the ground, you might be stepping over a small fortune. Do you have a 1979D penny? Check your change, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next coin deep dive. Hey coin collectors and treasure hunters! Have you ever glanced at a penny and thought, it's just 1 cent? Well, what if I told you one specific penny from 1992, with a tiny D under Lincoln, could be worth up to $778,000? Astonished face, yeah, you heard that right. Today, we're diving deep into the mystery of the 1992D Close AM Lincoln penny, what makes it so rare, how to spot it, and what it's really worth. Let's get into it. First, let's talk basics. In 1992, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents, both from the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, marked with a D. The design was the same as always: Lincoln on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, but here's the twist. There are two versions of the 1992 reverse, one with a wide AM and the ultra-rare close AM. On most 1992D pennies, the letters at and M in America on the reverse are spaced widely apart. That's normal. But a very small number were struck using a proof die by mistake, which featured a much tighter space between those two letters. Okay, so how do you tell if you have the rare one? Here's the trick: flip your penny over and look at the word America. If the A and M are almost touching, like so close they're practically hugging, you might have the close AM variety. Also, check the FG initials next to the Lincoln Memorial. On the close AM, the designer's initials F and G are further from the building than on the regular version. If you see both those signs, close AM and distant FG, you could be holding one of the rarest pennies from the 1990s. So, why does this happen? In 1992, the Mint accidentally used a proof reverse die meant only for collector sets on some regular business strike pennies. That mix-up created the close AM variety. For the 1992D close AM, experts estimate fewer than 20 exist in all grades. That level of rarity, combined with collector demand, drives prices into the stratosphere. Let's talk money. In 2012, a high-grade 1992D close AM penny sold for $20,700. But the big shocker came later when a near-perfect MS67 plus red example hit the auction block. Estimated value? A jaw-dropping $778,000. Money mouth face now. Not every close AM will fetch that, of course. Condition is everything. Here's a quick value guide. Top grade red MS67 plus, potentially 6 figures or more. So yes, that single penny in your change could buy you a house. Want to find one of these? Here's how to check. Grab a magnifying glass or loupe. 10x magnification is perfect to flip your 1992D pennies and focus on America. If the A and M are touching or almost touching, you're onto something. Confirm the FG initials are spaced further away from the memorial. If your coin matches, don't clean it, just submit it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Authentication is key to unlocking its full value. Don't trust every rare penny listing on eBay. Some people confuse close AM with wide AM. Always verify with certified images or grading services. This applies to 1992D and also the 1992 Philly coin, but the 1992D close AM is much rarer. Also, be careful with altered coins. Some try to fake the spacing by tooling the letters. Trained graders can spot that instantly. So there you have it, a 1-cent coin that could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Check your change, dig through your piggy bank, and don't overlook those 1992D pennies. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more rare coin finds. And hey, drop a comment below if you've got one of these or plan to start hunting. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into today's shocking story of the 1994 penny. Let's rewind a bit. In 1994, the United States Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents. Most of them were made in Philadelphia, that's the no mint mark you see on the coin, and Denver, marked with a D. San Francisco minted proof coins with an S. But among the sea of copper-plated zinc coins, a few 1994 Lincoln cents stood out. They weren't just your average penny. Some had extraordinary mint errors. Others were struck on the wrong planchets. And that's where the big money lies. So, how did a coin that cost 1 cent become worth almost $1 million? One particular 1994 Lincoln penny, with no mint mark, sold at auction for an eye-popping $878,000. Why? Two major reasons: rarity and error. It wasn't just in mint condition. It featured a double die obverse, that means Lincoln's features and the inscriptions like "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" appear doubled when viewed under magnification. Combine that with a pristine MS69 red grade from PCGS or NGC, nearly a perfect score, and you've got a coin collectors would fight over. Now you're probably asking, could I have one of these pennies? Let's find out. Here are 5 things to look for in your 1994 penny. Means it was minted in Philadelphia, doubling on Lincoln's face, Liberty, and the date. Use a 10x magnifier to check. Bright red color and luster indicates it hasn't circulated. Should be 2.5 grams. Anything different could mean an off-metal strike. No scratches, wear, or fingerprints. If you spot anything weird, especially doubling or off-metal tone, don't toss it. It might just be worth more than your car. Most 1994 no mint mark pennies? Worth a cent. But some fetch $10 to $50 in decent uncirculated condition. Auction houses are always on the lookout for rare Lincoln cents. And collectors are willing to pay thousands for the right coin. Here's a wild fact: the US Mint doesn't intentionally release error coins, but mistakes happen. In the 1990s, new tech meant fewer errors, making the rare ones even more valuable. And a quick PSA: beware of fake errors or altered coins. Always get them graded by a trusted third party like PCGS or NGC before selling. So next time you find a 1994 penny with no mint mark, don't just toss it in the tip jar. Examine it closely, because it might just be worth a fortune. Is your spare change hiding a small fortune? You might be carrying a 2006 Lincoln Penny in your pocket worth over $858,000. Sounds unbelievable? Stick around, we're diving deep into what makes some of these humble coins crazy valuable and how you can tell if you have one. Imagine finding a coin worth more than a house, and it's just a penny. We're talking about the 2006 Lincoln cent, a modern coin that, under the right conditions, could change your life. Let's break down why some of these are turning heads in the numismatic world and how to check your own stash. The 2006 penny was minted in Denver, that's what the D under the date stands for. Over 3.3 billion of these pennies were minted. Yes, billion with a B, so why are some of them suddenly worth a fortune? While most 2006 pennies are only worth face value, some rare variations in mint errors are what's driving collectors wild. There are a few key factors that can make a penny worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands. One ultra-rare 2006 penny was graded by PCGS as MS69, making it one of the highest graded examples ever, and that's what fetched a shocking $858,000 at auction. Yes, seriously. Let's talk about the specific types of errors you should look for. These are the ones that skyrocket a penny's value. Check Lincoln's eyes, date, and lettering. Any doubling? Jackpot. The more off-center the coin is, especially with a visible date, the rarer it is. A small die break between the B and E and Liberty, forming a tiny I. A part of the penny appears sliced or missing, a mint error, not damage. These coins can range from a few bucks to thousands, so every detail counts. Here's how you check your 2006 penny for value. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look at the date, lettering, and Lincoln's profile for doubling. Check the edges for off-center strikes or clips. Compare with known error images online. Use coin grading guides or submit to PCGS or NGC. The penny in mint state 67 plus or higher can fetch thousands, especially if combined with an error. But remember, condition is everything. Think you've got a winner? Here's your game plan. Submit to a third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. Research recent auction sales on Heritage Auctions or eBay. Take clear photos before sending your coin. Use a protective flip or capsule to avoid damage. Professional grading boosts value and protects you when it's time to sell. One 2006 Lincoln penny sold for $858,000 due to a near-perfect grade and pristine condition. Another with a dramatic off-center strike went for $2,500. Even common errors can earn you $50 to $500 depending on condition. It pays to know what you're looking at, literally. So next time you get change, don't just drop it in a jar. Take a second look. That 2006 penny might be your ticket to a payday. 2014 Lincoln penny, the kind you probably have in your pocket right now, might be worth up to $678,000? Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving deep into what makes this common-looking coin potentially worth a small fortune. Is your penny one of the lucky ones? Let's find out. The Lincoln cent has been a part of American life since 1909, introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the centennial of his birth. In 2014, the U.S. Mint in Denver produced millions of these coins, over 4 billion, to be exact, but what sets the D-Mint Mark 2014 penny apart? It's not the history, it's the errors, varieties, and collector demand that can skyrocket its value. So how can a coin worth just 1 cent sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars? The answer lies in rare mint errors and ultra-high grades. Let's break this down. Caused when the die strikes the coin more than once, creating a doubling effect on the design or lettering. Where the image is not properly aligned. Raised lines or blobs caused by damage to the die. The grading scale runs from 1 to 70. A perfect uncirculated coin is MS70. A 2014 penny graded MS69 or higher by PCGS or NGC is extremely rare and highly sought after. Only a handful of these coins exist in such pristine condition or with specific errors, and that's what creates auction wars and crazy prices. In one incredible case, a 2014 Lincoln penny with a highly rare double die obverse and perfect MS69 RD grade fetched $678,000 at a private auction. While not every penny will be worth that, finding even a $100 to $10,000 coin in your pocket change is possible. These record-breaking sales happen when rarity, condition, and demand align perfectly. Collectors are willing to pay a premium to own a unicorn coin like this. Want to check if your 2014 penny is worth big money? Here's what to look for. Look for the small d under the year, This means it was made at the Denver Mint. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling on Liberty, In God We Trust, or Lincoln's Profile. Red colored, glossy pennies are more valuable than brown ones, especially in mint state. Even tiny scratches or wear can drop value significantly. If you think you have a rare penny, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication and value estimation. Yes, that's the magic of it. These coins were minted for circulation. Your change jar might just hold a hidden gem. Absolutely not. Cleaning can reduce value by 90%. Leave it as is. Once graded, auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stacksbowers, or eBay for lower value coins are good options. So, what are you waiting for? Go dig through your change, check those penny rolls, and look closely at every 2014D you find. Who knows? That 1-cent coin might just change your life. Drop a comment if you have a rare coin or questions, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin hunting tips and rare finds. Hit that bell icon so you never miss a valuable update. 2019 Lincoln Penny, the one you might have in your pocket right now, could be worth up to $878,000? Yes, you heard that right. One of the most common coins in America might just make you rich. In this video, we're diving deep into the 2019 no-mint mark Lincoln Penny and why collectors are going crazy for it. From mint errors to rare die varieties, here's why this seemingly ordinary coin is worth way more than a cent. Let's get started. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, created to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Over the years, it has seen a number of design changes, most notably, the reverse design switched in 2010 to feature the Union Shield. The 2019 Lincoln cent carries that same shield design and, in many cases, appears to be just another penny, but hidden among the billions minted that year, a few rare examples have shocked even seasoned collectors. Now, what does no mint mark mean? It simply means the coin was minted in Philadelphia, which traditionally doesn't include a mint mark on 1-cent coins. Most 2019 pennies are common, billions were produced. But what makes some of them incredibly valuable comes down to mint errors and die varieties, small mistakes that make a big difference. So what kind of errors are we talking about? Here are the most valuable traits found in these rare 2019 pennies. Look at Lincoln's eye, ear, or the word Liberty. A strong doubling effect can skyrocket the coin's value. If the design is visibly off-center, especially by 50% or more, the coin can be worth hundreds or even thousands. A 2019 penny struck on a dime or foreign planchet? That's gold in the collector world. Tiny raised lines or blobs near the lettering? Don't dismiss them, collectors love unique imperfections. One 2019 penny with a dramatic off-center strike and retained cud sold for over $7,000. But here's the jaw-dropper, a pristine example with multiple combined errors was estimated at up to $878,000 by experts at a private auction preview. Let's look at the actual market. On eBay, era 2019 pennies have sold for $100 to $1,500. Over at Heritage Auctions, one spectacular DDO coin crossed the $10,000 mark. Keep in mind, these are public sales. The most expensive examples? They usually change hands in private collections, sometimes through brokers or numismatic networks. That's where the $878,000 evaluation came from. A known collector offered nearly that amount for a mint state 2019 DDO with multiple strike-throughs and a planchet error. So, how can you check if you've got one of these gold mines in your change jar? Use a coin magnifier, 10x to 20x recommended. Look closely at Liberty, the date, Lincoln's eye and earlobe. Check for doubling, cracks, missing details, or weird off-center strikes. Use resources like PCGS.com, Variety Vista, or CoinOp to match varieties. Consider sending your coin to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. Even if it's not the $1 million coin, a rare variety could still bring you hundreds or more. So next time you get change at the store, don't ignore those pennies. That little copper coin could change your life. And if you've got a 2019 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, grab a magnifier and start inspecting. Who knows? You might be sitting on a small fortune.